and then it's either I can stretch this point like this, then
What are you drawing? I can't see. Like all I'm seeing is WPS home screen. I'm not seeing what you're drawing.
you can see my board.
Mm-mm.
Ah, what's wrong? So everything I've written so far, I thought you've been seeing the things I'm writing.
No, you're still in your home screen, like your WPS home screen.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, you can see it.
So this is a parallelogram here. A parallelogram can be drawn like this, and then it can equally be drawn like this. Whether you draw it standing tall or you draw it lying down, they are all the same thing. So this is a parallelogram. So what I have here is a parallelogram. Now, a parallelogram, this place is called the base. From here to here is called the base of the parallelogram. Call it B, or the breadth, can be the base or the breadth. And then this place, from the distance between the up and down, let me trace that with a faint line. From here to here is called the height of the parallelogram. So from this place to this place is called the height. So if I know the base and I know the height of the parallelogram, the area of, I can then compute the area of a parallelogram. Now you can write the area of a parallelogram is given as the base multiplied by the height. So this implies that area A simply means B times H. So this is the area of a parallelogram. So if you know the base of the height, that will give us the area of the parallelogram.
Just
So
read what
A,
you read. Just read what you just wrote again. I'm writing it
did
down
you,
also.
did you see the diagram I drew here? Have you drawn it?
No.
Draw the diagram. That's a parallelogram. So draw it. So whether it is drawn standing or it is drawn lying down, they are all the same thing.
Okay, done.
Okay. Now look at what I wrote. Under the diagram, you write the area of a parallelogram is given as The area of a parallelogram is given as
Wait, just go back. Wait, hold on. Go back to the previous slide.
just a diagram. The previous slide is a diagram.
Okay. Wait, isn't that the length? That the way you said the breadth, the breadth isn't it the length?
The length and breadth, they are the same thing. It's just like using two different names to define the same thing to avoid confusion. So whether I call it breadth, I call it length, I call it whatsoever, they are the same thing. But in this case, the place I labeled B from here to here is called the base. This is the base. We call it base. And this base can be called length also. It doesn't really matter. But understand that when you multiply this base, which is the length from here to here, and then multiply the height, which is the length from here to here, it's going to give us the area of that parallelogram. So the base is simply the length from the points, the 2 points below. So from here, the point here to the point here, the length from that point to this point is called the base of the parallelogram. Then the length from here, I'm sure you're seeing those dotted points, the place I'm dotting. The length
Yeah.
from here to this point is called the height. If you multiply the base and the height, that is practically going to give us the area of that parallelogram. So that's what I'm trying to write here. That the area of a parallelogram is given as the base multiplied by the height.
Okay. Mm. Yes, sir. This whenever like just whenever you like people in general try to go and say a question in math, they will use a word for the same that will say the same thing. And that will say the simplest form of that word, like what you just said, breadth and height is the same thing. Like no, sorry, breadth and length, which is the same thing. Instead, instead they will use breadth instead of length. They will use the most I don't know, they will use a different form of the word and ask you the question.
Yeah, that is why you must have to understand the concept beyond just the word, because they can even choose to use width. They are still saying the same thing. So understand that for this area of the for a parallelogram, when we say base, the base is simply the length. That longest side of the parallelogram, the length of the longest side is what we call the base of the parallelogram. So the length of that longest side is called the base. And then the distance between the two long sides, the long side facing, not the slant edges. Remember, in this parallelogram, a parallelogram has two horizontal lines with two slant edge. Is that not true?
Yes,
Good. So the distance from the between the two long sides, the two long line, the two horizontal line, the distance between those 2 points is called the height. That is why you see that I use the dotted line to show you that I'm actually looking at the distance from this point here to this point here, and that is called the height of the parallelogram. Meanwhile, the length between the long line here to here is called the base. You can see I'm also using length to explain base. So the breadth, whether length, whether base, whether width, we are all saying the same thing. But understand what is multiplying. That's really what matters. So read what you have. Have you written down to the point that the area of a parallelogram is given as the base times the height? Have you written that?
I completed the diagram completely. It is 100% accurate. It is what that's one more.
So right, the area of a parallelogram is given as base times height. Write it. The area of a parallelogram is given as base times height. Let's try to be quick. Let's see if we can finish this up and go to the triangle. It's a very small chip. It's not difficult at all. Why is this young man laughing? Basic.
The area of a parallelogram is given as base times height, right?
Yes, yes. Base times height. Have you written that?
Yes.
So anytime you are being asked to find the area of a parallelogram, just know that it is base times height. All right. So it means that A equals B times H. That A there means area. B is base, H is height. So look at this. Now look at if I draw it. Example, example, I can tell you to identify the base and the height of this parallelogram and hence find its area. Write it down. Right. Example.
Hmm.
Have you written
Example.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Identify the base and the height of the parallelogram below. Identify the length, the base and the height. Identify the base and the height. Identify the base and the height of the parallelogram below and hence find its area. Identify the length, identify the base and the height of the parallelogram below and hence find its area.
Done.
Have you written that?
Yeah.
Read what you have. Read exactly what you have.
Example. Identify the base and the height below, and hence find its area.
No, I said the base and the height of the parallelogram below. You have to, what shape are you identifying the base and height? So don't omit that. Identify the base and the height of the parallelogram below. That's what I said. And hence find its area. You corrected that?
Yes.
Am I having error on my? Okay. Let's assume this to be my parallelogram. And then I have a label here, the distance from here to here. I call it maybe 10 cm. And then the distance from here to here, I call it, let's say, 5 cm. So this is a parallelogram. So you're going to identify the base and the height. So this is how you do it. You tell me base equals, you write what it is.
What is the base actually?
What kind of question are you asking me now? From what we did now, from what I did, I gave to you, you should know what the base is. How do you mean what's the base actually? So if you don't, what have you been writing since? If you don't know what the base is? What is the base of this parallelogram? What are you typing? What exactly are you typing right there?
Uh, I I'm not really, I don't know what is the base there.
What's your problem for crying? Go back to the things you wrote before. You started me. What the things? What exactly do you have in your note? Read what you have in your note. Read everything you have since you started this class right now.
To find the length area of a square length times length.
From the parallelogram, begin from there.
The amount of space a two dimension the amount of space a two dimensional shape takes.
Hmm.
That
Oh,
is what
wow. Continue.
parallelogram. That is a diagram. The area of a parallelogram given as base times height.
Where is the
Example.
base in that diagram you drew there? Where is the base in the diagram you drew? Where did I label as the base? You didn't see where I labeled B and H. Where did I label B? Where is H? From the diagram I drew, which part of this parallelogram did I label B? Where did I label H? Your own diagram doesn't have labeling. Don't it
H
have labels?
hold on by H by H you mean height, right?
That diagram you have, does it have B and H attached to it? Does it have where I labeled B and where I labeled H?
By H and B, do you mean height and breadth?
What are you? Answer me first. Don't reply with a question. The diagram you have, I labeled it BH. Does it have that in your diagram? That's the question. Yes or no? Don't ask the meaning.
No,
Respond to the question first.
no.
This is what, did you see when I drew this diagram?
That was what I was trying to ask you. By B and H, does that like
Did you see
you
when I
mean by
drew
what
this
I read?
diagram? Did you see when I drew the diagram?
Yes, that's what I wrote.
Did you see when
They said
when I labeled here B? What does this B stand for?
the B stands
When I
for
labeled
breadth.
here B, it stands for the base. You said that the area of a parallelogram is base times height. And I told you that this place is the base. What then is the meaning of the area you wrote there? You said the area, you read now that the area of a parallelogram, I told you it is base times height. This is that base here. This horizontal line, distance from here to here is the base. Then the distance from here, the two lines, the two horizontal line, the distance between the two horizontal line is the height. That's why I called here H and I called here B, which is the base.
Okay.
I was trying to explain to you right now that the base is the length between the horizontal line from this point to this point is the base, and that was what I explained when I gave you this diagram here. And here I gave you a diagram. I'm asking you what is the base. Telling me, asking me again what exactly is the base. What's the base of this diagram here?
The base of this diagram is 10 centimeters.
What's the height?
The height is 5 centimeters.
So calculate the area. What would the area be? Area of that shape, that parallelogram there, is simply the base times the height, which is b times h. Let me use b and h in order to save space. The base times the height. You said the base is 10 cm, the height is 5. And if you multiply 10 times 5, what would that give you?
I'll give us 15. 50.
So what's the unit?
50.
50 centimeters square. I told you when we began this area during the holiday that every area is measured in square units. So area is measured in square units. It's just like you doing 10 cm multiplied by 5 cm. So you multiply 10 and 5. 10 times 5 will give you 50. Centimeter times centimeter will give you centimeter square. And that's how we got this 50 centimeter square here. So area is measured in square units. At the end of your calculation, you must add cm square for every area. If the unit were given to you in meters, then it's going to be meter square. If it was given to you in millimeters, it's going to be millimeter square. So whatever thing the unit is, the unit of that area must be the square unit. It must be a square unit. So hence the area of this parallelogram is 50 centimeters square. Have you written down to this point?
I'm writing the calculation. Um,
Now go back to your worksheet. Go back to that PPT you sent to me.
okay. I'm in the PPT.
So begin from the first starter.
Mm, okay.
Begin from the starter. What do you have there?
The starter says find the base and height of the following. There is two parallelograms. One of the parallelograms that I'm drawing has its height is 4 centimeters.
Then the base is
Mm,
what?
they didn't say the base actually. Like,
What do you go? So that 8 centimeter they gave you there is what? The 8 cm they gave you there is the what?
oh, it's 3 centimeters. Okay.
Huh?
The base of the shape is 8 centimeters.
And the height is what?
And the height is 4 centimeters. Okay, 3 centimeter for one parallelogram, and see, this is how it is. There's one parallelogram inside of the starter that has 4 centimeters as its height.
Maybe are you there?
Yes. What I was trying to say is that there was one parallelogram that has 4 centimeters as its height and it has 8 centimeters as its base. Then there's also another parallelogram that is 12 centimeters as its height and and has and is 3 centimeters as its length.
As is what?
As its base.
Okay. So now go to the next. You've answered that question. They say find the base and the height. So the base is 8 and height is 4 for the first one. The base is 3 and the height is 12 for the second one. And that's it. Now let's go the next slide. What's the next slide saying?
Area of a parallelogram, base times height.
So find the area of that parallelogram based on what they drew there. So draw the parallelogram and find the area. First of all, you identify the base and height the way they did, hence find the area.
Wait, hold
Have you
on.
drawn
Just
the
repeat
diagram?
what you just said. You
What
said that I should.
exactly? Yeah, exactly is your mind. I said, draw this diagram and find the area.
Okay.
You need it for this boy. I got car wash. With a brush, no, son, I'm this boy. Is she? All right, we'll be sick. What exactly you need nice to use brush? Do you know what brush looks like? All those boys they use in scrubbing jeans. Hmm? You know those
Hmm.
thick brush they use in scrubbing jeans, or they use in washing motor tires. That's exactly the kind of brush you need. Use and brush your head, brush, and pour water. Warm water, not even a cold one. Solve this thing.
Well, the base of this parallelogram is 10 centimeters,
Mm-hmm.
and the height is 6 centimeters. Now,
Hence,
to
mhm.
find the area, we have to multiply the base by the height. So I'll multiply 6 times 10. I'll
You said
get
the base is 10. You said the base is 10. So you multiply 10 by 6. Keep that order. Maintain order. You said that the base is 10. So it
yeah,
is 10 times 6.
no, no. Either way, like multiplication, you can change your
Maintain the
denominator.
order. I just like the fact that orders must be maintained. You just told me now that you're going to multiply the base by the height. You now say 6 times 10. They are the same thing, yes. But what's wrong with keeping the order the way you said it? The base is 10, height is 6. Hence, the multiplication is 10 cm multiplied 6 cm.
Okay. So the final answer, which is the area, would be 10 centimeters, sorry, would be 60 centimeters square.
Good. And you can see that's what they did and got that stuff there. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it right here, right here. Yeah, but
The next slide.
okay. The next slide. Work out the area of each parallelogram. A, A, the A question.
What's the base
Um,
and what's the height for that parallelogram?
the base, the base actually there is actually there is actually there is actually like two bases. Like no, I
Is
don't know.
just they are the same thing now. You pick
That's the
one
same
or
thing.
same two bases. You just know that the base length. Okay, this boy. Hell, take one kill two bases because
Okay. Okay. Because there's one base. The base is 16. The base of the parallelogram is 16. The height of the parallelogram. The height of the parallelogram is 7.
no, the height is 5. The 7 is a slant edge. Are you not seeing that that's 7? That place is slant.
But
It's not a
aren't they
straight line.
supposed to be the same thing?
You see? Well, how would the slant length be read? The ones we've been doing, can you is the height slanted? Did they use a slant line to indicate height from the ones we've done before?
Mm-mm.
Good. So which line is standing tall there? Is it the 7 or the 5 cm?
7.
Is standing tall. Which of the line is standing straight?
Straight. 5 cm.
Good.
They draw a black line there.
That 5 cm. Are you not seeing that it has two arrows, one at the edge, or two arrows on the top and the bottom?
Yeah, that's the black
Good.
line.
That indicates the height of that parallelogram. Note, the height must always be a straight line. It cannot be slant. You understand that? So if I have a parallelogram like this, let me turn to my board.
Mm. Thank you, about all
Can you
time.
see that? You can see the board, right?
No.
I don't know why they think keep. You can see it now.
Yes, you can see your board now.
So if I have a parallelogram drawn like this, let's assume this is my parallelogram. This two slant side does not have anything in finding the area. These slanted edges doesn't have any business with finding the area. The area must be the base, which will be given to you here. This is my base, or here, which will be given to you, can be given to you here, the length from here to here, multiply by the height. The height is the line from here to here. So sometimes they won't draw it inside. They can come here and put it outside. They can draw it something like this and indicate it with arrowhead like this. So you must know that the height must be a straight vertical line. It can be slanted. It must be standing straight. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
To have that in mind so that you don't go and misplace the height in the height of the parallelogram with the slant height. Because if you use the slant height, you're going to get a wrong answer, just like you mentioned 7 before. So what becomes the area for the second one? They say you should work out the area of each parallelogram. So what's the area for that one? For the A, what's the area of the parallelogram for the A part?
Let me go back to the picture. For the A part, my calculation would actually be
First of
5.
all, identify the base, then the height. You say base equals to this, height equals to this, therefore area equals this times this. You now get the answer. That's how you state your work.
Okay, so for 16, so, oh God, I really did that one. Okay, the shape's base is 16 centimeters.
Mhm,
The shape's height is 5 centimeters.
mhm.
just indicating the arrows here. Now, the calculation would be right now for the base, it will be 16 centimeter. For the height, to be 5 centimeter. Meter. Now that it is like this, okay, we multiply them both 16 times 5. 16 times 5 16 times 5 is 80. So the final answer to my question, not to my question, the question, but the final answer to the question is 80 centimeter square.
Good. So find the area for the next one. The other one, what's the area?
Now, this is a parallelogram. I draw the parallelogram. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing it wrong. Okay. This is a parallelogram, a real parallelogram. I'm drawing it, and let's say that the length of this parallelogram is
Which length? Which length?
8
Which length?
for the base of this
The base is
parallelogram.
what? Mhm.
8.4 centimeters.
Hey, that's not the base.
Oh, it is just standing sideways. That is all. The height of the side, no, the
What's the
height of the
base? The base is what?
the base is 105 millimeters.
Good. And then the height is what?
8.4
Good. 8.4 what?
centimeters.
Did you notice that the units are not the same? One is in
Yeah,
millimeter, one is in centimeter. Hmm?
yeah.
So you have to convert them into the same unit before you can multiply before you can find the area. If the units are not the same, your answer for the area is going to be wrong. So you will check, how will I convert 105 millimeter to centimeter? How would you convert that? How do you convert from millimeter to centimeter?
See, we have heard about the conversion of units, but it has been years since we touched on.
Now take note of that. Note it down. Note. Indicate that. Note.
Okay.
To convert from millimeter to centimeter, you divide by 10. To convert from millimeter to centimeter, you divide by 10.
Hold on. Okay, now say what you were saying. To
To convert from millimeter to centimeter, you divide the number by 10.
to convert
Convert from millimeter to centimeter, you divide the number by 10.
you divide the number by 10. Done. Okay.
Have you written that?
Yes.
So how will you find the area of that shape? To convert that 105 millimeter to centimeter, what would it be? Convert that base, convert the base from millimeter to centimeter. What will be the value of the base when converted?
So, I wanted to convert 100 and if I want to convert 105 millimeters to centimeters, I'll multiply
You do what?
105.
You do what?
I'll divide
You do what?
105.
I thought I had multiply before.
I'll
You have to be very
divide
careful.
105 millimeters by 10, and
And what would that
that
give you?
would be 10.5 centimeters.
Good. So now you know the base is 10.5 centimeter and the height is 8.4 centimeters. You can now find the area because they now have the same unit. So anytime the questions are given and they are not in the same unit, you have to make them to be in the same unit. And I'm just giving you the idea of converting millimeter to centimeter.
Okay, we're going to start. Um, Now, the next step to do is that we're gonna multiply 8.4, or let's start with the
What is
base.
the
10
base?
point, the base is 10.5 centimeters. We multiply that by 8.4. So just pop up our good old calculator. Good old. Eight hundred and 82 centimeters
Centimeter what? What's the unit again for the
square.
area? I can say I can need the J brush sanglish. Why? Equal to centimeter equals centimeter square. So don't make that mistake, please. It is centimeter square. Every area must be in square units. Every area must be in square unit. What did I say? Say it again.
Every area must be a square unit.
One more time.
Every e- every area must be a square unit.
Good. So that's anything you get there by that multiplication must be in square unit. All right. So having done that, go to the next slide.
I just wanted to say something about that. Anyway, next slide. You need a good example for revision. Okay.
Look, the good
Given
example is what they gave you on the next one. Let me explain that slide you're reading now. They are
mm,
still trying to explain the area of a parallelogram. So you can see where they wrote formula. Can you see that?
yes,
That formula, area equals B times H. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Obi, can you see that area A equals B times H?
Yes.
Now they told you here B is equals to the base and H equals to the height. So they are just trying to explain what we already know. We've done that. So go to the next slide where you have a problem, where we'll have a good example, just like they said.
Past paper questions.
Okay.
And after that, we are almost done with the class and then
No, we are done with this slide. We go to the other one.
yeah.
Read that question. Read the question.
For area of triangle. Okay.
No, read what you have. The past paper question. Read it out and solve it.
The first paper question. The diagram below shows a shaded parallelogram drawn inside the rectangle. Two and there is the
So
back.
what? Hey, leave the whole of those stuff. You can see the parallelogram shaded out. Can you see that?
Yes.
Good. So what's the base of the parallelogram? From the diagram you are seeing, what's the base?
What's the base? Uh, the base is 9 centimeters.
9 centimeter is actually the base of the rectangle. The base is going to be 9 minus 2. Can you see that there's a part that is being cut, cut off from that
Yes.
diagram?
Yes.
Can you see that 2 centimeter is cut off from the parallelogram?
Yes.
So it means that the base is going to be 9 minus 2, which is 7 centimeter. Can you see that?
Yes.
Good.
So in theory, it's going to be 7 centimeters as our base. Then for height, it's going to be 4 centimeters.
Don't be fast. Base equals 9 centimeter. That's for what? The height.
What?
The height is what?
The height is 4 centimeters.
Good. And what's the base?
The base is 7 centimeters.
Which is 9 centimeter minus 2 centimeter, right?
Mm, can you say what you just said again?
The base is 9 centimeter minus the 2 centimeter. That's what the
Yes,
diagram is showing us there,
yes,
which is 7 centimeter.
and the answer to that is 7. So, okay, 7 times 4, that
7
gives me
centimeter times 4
times
centimeter.
centimeters, gives me 28 centimeters square.
And what option is that?
What?
What option is that?
Okay. The option is B,
Good.
28
Now, did you see?
centimeters. So this is
If you
how
had,
so this is how the question is going to be in exam.
yeah, some that's what it means.
Uh, okay, I
Now, did you
see.
see that if you had multiply 9 centimeter by 4 centimeter, you are going to get 36 centimeters square. And that is
Which
also in
will
the
be
option, but that would be wrong.
wrong.
Did you
That's
see
a
that? So you have to
totally
be very
wrong.
careful.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. So this is how you should expect the question kind of in your exams. And we are done. Having known this, we are done with this slide. We are done with this PPT.
Okay. This was really easy. At the same time, I was the one making it complicated and I was the one slowing us down. But at the end, I understand it all.
Okay.
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
Now it's time to do the same thing, but we're gonna find the area of a triangle.
Okay. Let's go there right now.
Okay, now we are at should there's a video that we're supposed to watch.
Okay.
Should they watch it or
Okay. If you have the video, you can watch it and share your screen. Let me see it with you. Play it. Let's see it.
oh present? I'm gonna present something. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Just copy and paste this. Like 8,000. You can see what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah.
Now I hope you can hear.
Organic one.
Huh?
Organic one. I'm following.
You can hear, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure, I can.
Two-dimensional or 2D shapes are flat. They are called two-dimensional because they only have two dimensions, length and width. Shapes have certain features that help us work out exactly what type of shape they are. These features include sides and corners. We get different kinds of shapes depending on how many sides and corners they have. But what are sides and corners? A straight line in a 2D shape is called a side. A corner is where two sides meet. A corner can also be called a vertex. Did you know that there is a family of shapes called quadrilaterals? Quad means four, so this means the quadrilateral family is made up of all those shapes that have four sides and four corners. But each quadrilateral shape has small differences that make them unique from each other. Let's have a look at these quadrilateral shapes.
Now, this is what I want you to do.
This
Obi,
is a square.
Yes.
if they show anything, like if you see anything you don't understand, you pause the video and ask a question. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Here are its four sides and its four corners. Each side of a square is the same length as the other sides. The square also has sides that are parallel. What does parallel mean? If two sides are parallel, it means that they are always the same distance from each other and will never touch.
They'll never touch each other.
This shape is a rectangle. Can you see its 4 sides and 4 corners? Rectangles have 2 pairs of sides that are the same length and opposite to each other. These sides are also parallel.
This is money because he just said that that the lines in the rectangle are parallel.
Yeah.
This interesting shape is called a rhombus. It can also be called a diamond. A rhombus looks like a square that's leaning to the side, doesn't it? Here are its 4 sides and its 4 corners. Each side is the same length. The rhombus has its opposite sides parallel too. If you've ever flown a kite before, this shape might look very familiar to you. The name of this shape is, you guessed it, a kite. It still has 4 sides and 4 corners, and has 2 pairs of sides that are the same length. An interesting fact about kites is that they can never have parallel sides. Can you see how the shape of a kite is different from a rhombus? Remember, all 4 sides of a rhombus are the same length, while a kite has 2 pairs of sides and each pair has the same length. Now that we've had a look at the quadrilateral family, let's introduce some other shapes that are a little different. This is a triangle.
That's chips.
Yeah.
All triangles
That you just saw chips.
are different.
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
This
Yeah.
is a
And you see,
triangle.
you were quick to
All
identify food.
triangles have
Eh?
3
And a
sides
shape
and
on a
3
little
corners.
Right.
This is easy to remember because tri means 3. A circle is a round shape formed.
Ew, that was pizza.
This young
A
man.
circle is a round shape formed by a curved line, where any point on this line is always the same distance from the center. Circles have no corners and no sides.
Of course they do.
There are many different types of shapes. These are just a few of them. Can you spot any of these 2-dimensional shapes around?
Okay.
Okay. Having seen what 2-dimensional shapes look like, that is actually a good one. So we can now go straight to do the area of a triangle. Having understood from the diagram, from this video, that a triangle is a 2-dimensional shape that has 3 sides and 3 corners. Is that not true?
Yeah.
So
A
according to the
two-dimensional shape
video,
is a shape that has
that does what?
a two-dimensional shape it is a shape that has 2 sides. That has 2 sides in it. And what I mean by
How
two
do you mean?
sides is yeah, what I mean by 2 sides is that there is there's a length, it has length, which is also known as base, and we also have height. So, but for three-dimensional, we have
Okay,
three
that's fine. It has 3 dimensions, 3 sides in quotes. That's the length, breadth, and the height. But that's by the way. So let's go for a triangle. Let's look at a triangle. Look at what a triangle looks like once again. A two-dimensional shape that has 3 sides and 3 corners. So if I have a triangle like this, how then do I find the area? So write subheading, area of a triangle. We are done with parallelogram. Area of a triangle, that's subheading, area of a triangle.
Okay. Area of a triangle. Okay.
Have you written that?
Done, yeah.
Okay. So once again, what's a triangle?
A triangle is a triangle is a triangle.
Eh? A triangle is a triangle.
A triangle is a shape that has three corners, three angles, and three sides.
Okay. So write what you just said, put it down. A triangle is a two-dimensional shape. Don't forget that. It's a two-dimensional shape that has 3 sides and 3 corners. Let's leave the angle out of it. We are not dealing with angles now yet. Even though also it has 3 angles. It has 3 sides and 3 corners. Have you written that? Have you written that, Obi?
Yes, 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 yes. Hold on. Hold on. Just give me a second. That has three sides and three good looking corners. Okay, done.
The area of a triangle can be calculated by the area of a triangle can be calculated by
It, an area.
the area. The area, they say an
The area of
of a
a
triangle
triangle. What is it? The area of a
can be
triangle
calculated by is
can
given is
be
given as calculate. Okay, right.
calculated by
By
what?
I'm coming. Can be calculated by 1 all over 2 multiply the base times height. Take that down. 1
How
all
much?
over 2 multiply.
1/2. That is like 1/2, right? A fraction form, right?
Yes, you can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay,
So
let
that's
me
it.
even
1
see.
over 2
Times
1 over 2 times base times height. Are you there?
yes.
Good.
Done.
So having known that, now look at this. Let me draw a triangle. If this is a triangle, or look, considering this triangle, the length from here to here is called the base. And then the length from here to here is called the height. Can you see what I'm doing? The
Wait,
length
hold on.
from here to
Wait,
here.
hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me go and plug my laptop. It's about to die. Let me plug it in the power shut off.
All right.
No, not yet done. Hold on. People? Yeah. Where are you? You're going to speaker? I'm going to speak now. Okay. No, some maintenance is going on around the house. Yeah. Me?
That's
So
fine.
why not?
Okay. So I drew a triangle on the board, and I told you that the length from these points to this point is called the base, labeled B, and the length from this top to the bottom is called the height. So here to here, the top to the bottom is called the height of the triangle. But if you look at this height, you will see that the height divided the triangle into, divided the base into two equal parts. Can you see that? That the height divided the base into two equal parts. Are you seeing that?
I'm not seeing like your mouse as it's moving.
No.
Yes.
Can you see that this height, can you see the diagram I drew?
Yeah, I can see the diagram again.
Can you see that the height divided the base into two equal parts? Can you see that look at the
Yes,
base here,
yes, I
this
can see
point?
it divided it into two different things, two equal parts.
Good. That is why we have that 1/2. So that's how we got that the area A is actually 1/2 multiply the base times the height. So what that means is that anytime you want to find the area of a triangle, you have to consider the length from here to here. Are you with me?
No, I wasn't with you for a second.
Okay. If you understood the diagram, if you understood to the formula, let's go to the worksheet.
No.
The area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Have you written that?
Yes, everything done.
The base is the bottom, the height is the distance from the bottom to the top. Have that in mind. The base is the bottom for the triangle, and the height is the distance from the bottom to the top. Do you understand that?
Sorry, I got distracted with something. My mom was pointing to my jacket of mine.
Okay. If this is a triangle,
Okay,
let me explain it this way.
the triangle.
Now, the distance from here to here is called the what? Height. Do you understand that? So the distance from the top to the bottom is called the what? The height of the triangle. The base is actually going to be the length from this point to this point. So this is the base of this triangle. From here to here is called the base. From where the height divides the triangle into two equal parts is called the base. Also, Here to here also is equally called the base of the triangle. Do you understand that? So the base is the distance from where that height divide the bottom into two equal parts from there to the end. So anywhere along that line is called the base of the triangle. So if I have a triangle drawn like this and I have it this way, I can label here to be 4 cm and then I label here to be 3 cm. It means that the 4 cm here is my base and the 3 cm here is the height. Do you understand that?
Wait, is the first C because I'm saying two two breadth. So like
It's just like the way you have your parallelogram and you are seeing two base also. The two base doesn't mean you are going to use the two. You only use one.
okay,
Do you understand that? So it doesn't mean you use the two, it's just the one. The distance from the center to any point on that edge is called the base. That's what the base is. The distance from the center of the triangle to any
dear friend, sir, you're glitching out. You're glitching so hard.
point.
You're glitching so
So
hard.
whether you trace it to the left, that will give you the base, or you trace it to the right, that would equally give you the base. So either ways, that is the base of that triangle.
Okay.
Do you,
Wait,
do you
but
understand that now?
yes, I I I do, but now not like now that I know how to find the height at the base, what are we to do about that fraction? How
You
are we going
multiply
to
everything. You multiply everything. The fraction is a number. So you 1/2. Anything you have as the base and the height, you multiply alongside the 1/2. The 1/2 is a number and is constant for that formula. So area of a triangle is
mm,
1/2 times the base
okay.
times the height. So the 1/2 is always a constant. It does not change.
Okay.
You understand that?
Mm.
We are not going to do anything other than just multiplying. So let's go to the worksheet.
Wait, one more thing. When I get my base and my height, just so that I can be able to multiply them all, should I write the number of the base and the height and then put it as a fraction and underneath I'll just write one?
How do you mean? How do you mean by that? I didn't get what you said. What's your question?
What I mean by that, what I'm trying to say is that when I
If the
find my base
base,
and yeah,
let's
when I
assume, let's assume for a given triangle, the base is let's say 4 cm and the
yes,
height is let's say 5 cm. The area of the triangle is going to be 1/2 times 4 times 5.
yes. The thing is
Mhm.
about that area part, if I want to be able to go and multiply with the fraction itself, should I just go and write the denominator on both of these numbers by one?
So like doing it over 1/1 like
Over
this.
yes, yes, that.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything. That's fine. That way still doesn't. So you multiply the numerator separate and then the denominator, then you divide. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're
No,
asking? So
no.
that means 1 times.
I multiply two times one, I get two. I multiply one times four, I get four. Four times five, I get my number, and I can just write it like that.
So that's 20 all over 2. Is that not true?
Yes,
So
20
20 all
over
over 2, you
2,
can divide it. So what is 20 over 2? That will give us 10.
10. And then that will be
So
give
it be
us final answer of
good.
10
That will become the
centimeters
area,
square.
10 centimeters square. So before you leave your answer as a fraction, make sure it can be simplified into a whole number. So 20 over 2 is not a lowest term. You must divide it and get what the value is. So 20 over 2 is actually 10. So when you are done multiplying, you also divide. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good. Now let's go to the worksheet.
By worksheet you mean PDF, right?
Yeah, the PDF, I mean.
Okay. I'm in the I'm in the starter. Sure.
Okay.
I'm the starter.
Yeah, the starter. All right. Mm-hmm. Leave the whole of those things that are writing there. Just ignore that first this thing. Leave out the first the starter. Leave it out. They're only trying to explain the rectangle, the length, breadth, what the perimeter would be. So what they want you to do is to fill up those blank spaces. Do you understand what they're saying?
Yeah.
Good. So for
But
a
to do
rectangle,
that, you have to, but to do that, you have to but you have to undergo a process.
yeah, you have to undergo a process. So let's leave that out first. We do that subsequently. Let's go straight to what we have for the triangle.
Starter two.
Yeah.
Starter two. I see two different types of triangles. One is one looks to be like a equilateral triangle. Another one looks like an isosceles.
There are four
Another one
different
looks like
triangles there now.
yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm going to start with the one that looks like an equilateral, which is which has a height of a whopping 4 centimeters,
And base is what?
and its base uh, is 8 centimeters.
So they ask you to find the height and the base of the following. So for the other one, so the first one you found the height and the base. The other one, what's the height and the base?
The height and the base is 2 centimeters, and that is its height, and the base is 10 centimeters. But the other one is its height is 3 centimeters and its base is 5 centimeters. But the other one, its height is 8 centimeters and its base is 12 centimeters. Um,
Okay. So
let's
having
see.
known that, we can now do the next slide. So do the next slide. They said area of a triangle equals to what?
Area of a triangle equals to 1 over 2, that's the constant value, times base times height.
So
Now,
use that
what
and
they're
find
trying
the
to
area of
ask
this
us,
triangle.
yeah, this is something that when I go tomorrow in class, they're going to tell us to do.
Okay. So do it right here.
So I'm gonna do it right here, like like 12 hours before the computer start. Okay, the height of this the height of this triangle itself is 3 centimeters. So you write that down. Okay. And since there is no inconsistent values, there is no millimeter, there is no centimeter like that, we can we can calculate this one easily. So the base of this triangle is 8 centimeters. Now the next thing to do is to write it down in a sentence. For me, I'm gonna write it as 1 over 2 times 8, I know times 8 times 3. Now 8 times 3 will give us 24. So are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay. So we have 24 as our answer.
No. What about the 1 over
No,
2?
no.
The ma taga arụ na ntị na gị mara ihe ị bịara. Do this thing and multiply by half. That's how you go tomorrow in school now and do nonsense.
I won't do nonsense. First of all, I've written it down in a sentence, and every single one of these units are are now a fraction form. There is 1/2 times 8/1, and there's 3/1. So we are going to multiply every single one of these, and our answer our answer is is going to be 24/2,
And what's 24/2?
which is an improper fraction. So we have
What is 24/2? Divide 24 by 2. What would you get?
24/2. Just give me a minute. ChatGPT, what is 24?
This young man is okay. Anyway, this young man divides 24 by 2 or some chat GPT. What's a GTP? What's a GPT? They're not serious.
We get 12.
What is 24
So
divided by 2?
12. So we have 12 centimeter square.
Good. So check the worksheet. Is that what they got there?
Yes.
Good. Now look at the next slide.
The next line, work
Can you
out
see
the
that next slide?
area. Yeah. Work out the area of each triangle. Ew. There.
So
Is like 5 questions.
you're going to do one, maybe two in this class. The other three becomes your homework. Or you do one, the other four becomes your homework. So do it right now. Begin from the first one.
The thing is that you don't even have time to do one.
Try this boy. Ah, do one of them or somebody I don't have time. You know you don't have time. Do one of those and take four as assignments. You don't have time. Our time is remaining 1 minute. You are the one wasting it. We don't have time. Serious. Do the first one. Begin from the first one. You already know what the. In fact, okay. Before you can do that, let me be sure. What's the height and the base for the first diagram for the first triangle?
The height and the base. The height is 7 centimeters. The base is 10 centimeters.
The second diagram.
The second diagram, the height of the triangle is 12 centimeters and the base of the triangle is 18 centimeters. And for the
The
third
third
one,
one.
the triangle has a base of 7 centimeters and it has a height of 7 centimeters. For the other one, it also has a a height of 3 meters, and it has a a base of 4 meters. And for the other one, it has a height of 7 meters, and it has a base of 8 meters. Bam!
So you can actually apply the formula and find the areas of this triangle. So you're going to do the 1 to 5 as your assignment and send it across to me
Okay, what is the deadline of the homework?
tomorrow.
Okay, no problem.
So you
I will
have
even be
now
doing
to
it
mark.
in my class anyways, so that's the thing. I'll just send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so
So
much
is
for
that
the
right?
typing.